There we go. Oh, that's a better one. Well, good morning. Here we are, not my normal venue, but on a commercial of all places. Probably like most of the UK at the moment. We've tried to get on the river, it's flooded. My stretch of the river is probably 2 or 3 fields wide at the moment. So plan B, we'll hit the canals and we rock up there and most of them are frozen. So yeah, we've come to a commercial carp water this morning. It's not my typical venue, but a lot of these venues have hidden gems in them really, or certainly good potential for predator fishing. So as a bit of a last resort today, we thought we'd come out and show you how I would tackle one of these venues. You know, they are full of carp, so a lot of these venues don't allow trebles. So a lot of it's quite basic fishing, but yeah, stick with us today. Hopefully we'll be able to catch a fish or two. The lake's only just thawed this morning, so it's very, very cold, but fingers crossed, we'll have a few chucks and we'll see what we can do. So we're going to start with what's currently one of my favourite sort of finessey pike baits. It's a 12cm ZANDER Pro in UV red belly roller. I think this is a phenomenal, like small to medium-sized pike bait for just, you know, getting bites, and that's what we're after this morning. So basically I'm just going to start, it's not a huge venue, couple of acres, fan casting every swim. I've chucked it up the margins, but then I'll be chucking far. If it does get any pike pressure, I think a key on these venues is to fish beyond where other people fish. And basically I'm just going to start with a simple couple of turns and a drop, and then from any indications work out what we can from there to try to you know, get more bites. Sometimes I might be on a straight wind, but initially just going to start quite light. I'm starting with 5 grams. Gets a good fall, but yeah, just a few turns and a drop, and just see if we can get a bite, and then try and work a few bits out from there, and then go maybe through some of the rest of our lures. Like I said, they don't like trebles here, so we will stick to shads, single hooks, and yeah, let's try and get a fish. There we go. Oh, it's off. Oh. Oh, he's done me. Only downside with not fishing a treble. Oh, that fish has turned that hook point right over into the tail. That was a bit unlucky. That felt like a half decent fish. Oh, we've had 3 or 4 tiny little tail nips, and I just think where this lake has literally thawed out and defrosted this morning, that the water's very cold. I can feel on the lure now that it's very, very cold, and I think they're just nipping. That one was a solid bang, and as you can see from the lure, it was just a bit unfortunate that it's proper hooked us up, but that's a really good sign. We've only been fishing 20 minutes and we've probably had 3, maybe 4 tiny little touches. So I'm still on the red belly roller, and I've just been fan casting around here, and it's slightly deeper here, and that slightly better bite was in to my right here, which feels slightly shallower. So I'm going to do one more full fan cast all the way around, then I'm going to pick another rod up with a slightly different presentation. I'm going to go bigger with a curly tail, and as much as getting these tail nips going bigger might not be the answer, it might actually just commit them to having a proper bite as opposed to nipping these, but it's a good sign. We've had a couple of little inquiries, we just need to get one hooked up proper now. There's one. Right, we got a hook set on that bugger. It's not a big fish, it's tiny. That might even be why we're getting a lot of bites. But it's the first fish of the morning. And this place we had frozen solid lid on yesterday. Oh yeah, look, a little one, but at least it's absolutely gobbed it. It is a tiny one, but it's well and truly hoofed that down it. Beautiful little fish though. I'm hoping we can get something a bit bigger than that today. A tiny little specimen, but it gets us off the mark for the morning. And that fully engulfed that little bait. So I think my theory of potentially going bigger in a second might work. We'll have a few more casts with the red belly roller. And yeah, see if we can get a bigger one. There we go. Oh, that's a better one. So it's not better, not a huge fish, but it's better than the last one. So I didn't actually do what I said, and that again was on the pause. I had one chuck straight wind, but that fish was on the pause, and we're definitely getting a few pulls. It's only a couple of pounds, but at least there's not many venues we could have chose today as a last resort that was frozen yesterday, and to have got probably 5 or 6 bites now this morning. Sorry, that one weren't coming off. We are only on singles. There we go. So really easy to unhook. No twisted trebles in the fish or in the nets. We'll just get rid of that. Still got razor sharp teeth though. Cool, he's been feeding that one. He's got a right chunky belly on him. So we managed to nick 2 little ones. Don't know whether it's coincidence or not. It feels to be, I don't know, maybe 10 to 12 foot out in front of us. And the last 2 bites and 2 fish have sort of come to my right here. That probably feels more like 6 to 8 foot. So as much as it was freezing cold last night and it's still blinking cold today, I just wonder whether that water's maybe warming up a bit quicker, or there might be bait fish there. I don't really know. But I think what we'll do is just move, it's only 30 or 40 yards up the bank, and sort of cover that bay and see whether that is a bit shallower. So we've just, we was only fishing 40 yards up the bank, but we've just moved around to this swim, and actually it looks tasty. It looks like we can cover a fair bit of water, and if my theory was right that this is a little bit shallower, then we might get another pull. So we'll carry on the ZANDER Pro and see how we get on. Just the same process, just going around, starting up the left-hand side, and I'm just fanning myself around clockwise. Oh yeah, it's definitely shallower there. We've touched down already on 5 grams. So you've probably seen, I do like to fish with a higher rod. I think when you're fishing these small baits and light jig heads, it just helps to slow that bait down even more, so you get that longer fall time. But with this wind hacking over the back of us, I'm going to have to fish a lot lower to the water to try and stop the wind picking up the braid. And that definitely makes a difference. My full time now, oh, it's off again. My full time now is so much faster. We're holding the rod tip low. And I don't know whether you saw that. As soon as I've lifted the rod up to hold the braid up higher, that's absolutely clobbered it. So that is the downside to not fishing trebles. But to be honest, we've got to respect these commercial venues. You know, it's full of their prized carp. So yeah, we'll just keep plodding on. That was a shame though. Did you see that? Absolutely clobbered me. There we go. There's another really small fish, but Oh, that wind's getting up. I think it proves the point that we've only just moved. We've had 5 casts, 2 bites. It's definitely a lot shallower. I'm having to fish the water a lot lower because of the wind, and it is another tiny little jack, but it's another bite on a seriously cold day. So instead of getting bigger as we hope, they're getting smaller. So we've just moved a bit to our left now, I suppose, clockwise around the lake. The wind over in that corner, I don't know whether it showed up on the camera, but it was howling. It's quite a bit calmer here. I've got a feeling from what we learnt on the swim next door, this might be a bit deeper, but every time we've moved swim, we've had a bite straight away, be it slightly deeper water, slightly shallower water, or more in my mind, it's probably just fresh fish. Certainly if this venue's had ice on it for the last 5 or 6 days, then it hasn't seen any pressure. I don't think it sees a lot of pressure anyway. But that is probably something to take away from it is if you're getting bites and either you've caught them or missed them, I've missed loads this morning, don't necessarily just stay there and plug it out, because you can always go and fish somewhere else and it might be that fresh fish that gets you the bite. You can always drop back in where you were. There's every chance we might, but yeah, same procedure here. You can probably see we've got a little bit of an island, loads of reeds up both sides. Looks really good, so see if we can get another one. We got these toothy little monkeys. That one certainly ain't getting any bigger. Yeah, there must be a few bigger ones in here because he's had a lucky escape by the looks of it, but we need to try and find one. There we go. There's a fish. So interestingly, whether it's made a difference, that one was on a straight wind. I've had a couple of casts all around the swim and I've just had that tiny little one, but just felt like maybe it just needs something different. And I know lure fishing, it looks like people are doing the same thing, cast and cast again, but just changing something from 2 turns and a drop to 3 or 4 turns, or a straight wind, or just something slightly different. It's not a lot bigger, but we're getting some bites. There we go, so that single hook has come straight back out. I'm sure there must be, well, the fishery owner does tell us there's some bigger ones in here. There's got to be some better ones in here, and these little beauties, give them a couple of years, they're nice and fat. They're certainly feeding on something. But yeah, there's another one. So we've, well, you can probably hear actually, I probably don't need to tell you, we've moved from being around the other side of the lake back to where we started. Oh, look at that, ridiculous. We've come back around the lake to where we first started. I've had 3 or 4 casts with that silver baitfish colour. Just said to Ben, the cameraman, I'm not confident in this. I'm going to go back to my red belly shiner. And first cast, we've had a bite. It's just, I don't know whether it's confidence or whether it really is that colour for the day, but it works. Absolutely works. Whee! Brand new one, because they bit the tail off the old one. It's a slightly better one. Again, we've not really had any big lunkers or anything today, but boy, we've had some fun. I think that's I think it's fish number 9, and considering this had an inch of ice on it, when I phoned up this morning and it was disappearing, by the time we got here at 10 o'clock it had gone. But yeah, commercial pike fishing. Well, what I was going to say is just tell you what kit we've used today really, and obviously I got interrupted by that bite and a nice little pike. So this one, for any of you that watched the last finesse pike fishing video that I've done, this is the same rod. So this is the jigger, the terminated jigger. It's 15 to 50 grams. It's 2.4 meters or 8 foot. So it's perfect for casting light jig heads, light baits quite a long way, which is what we've been doing on this little fishery. So I'm just fishing a 5 gram with my trusty 12 centimeter bait, and it's dealing with that no problem at all. It's a great rod, really fast, really responsive. You can cast really well with it, and it will handle a bigger fish should you be lucky enough to hook one. I've got that on a 2,500 size reel. This is actually the new, it doesn't look that new, it's a bit clean and muddy, but it's the new TR reel that we're bringing out. It's either out currently or will be out probably by the time this film's out. I've had it in my hands for about the last 6 or 8 months. Great bit of kit. I've had no problems with it. Really good drag on it. Nice and light for this type of fishing. So yeah, if you're looking for a new reel, go and check that one out. The rest of it's really simple really. I'm just fishing normal standard sort of 15 pound braid. Again, cast really well with these small baits. I have got some that caused a little bit of controversy last time in our video. I always fish a length of fluorocarbon at the end of my braid before I put my wire trace on. It's a confidence thing for me. I just think separating your bait from either a dark braid, or some people fish a really light coloured braid, you know, green, orange, pink, whatever colour. I just think having that separation of fluorocarbon definitely gets me the odd bite. If people don't want to fish it, don't fish it, that's fine. But for me, I just have my 30 centimetre wire trace, little length of fluoro, and then tied onto my braid. So that to me does get you a bonus bite or two. I think we said earlier in the video that this commercial we're fishing today is no trebles, which is understandable. It's a carp fishery and a match fishery. Primarily it's full of carp, so you don't want to be foul hooking carp and stuff. So if you are lucky enough to find a local commercial that's going to let you fish, just double check their rules. If they're going to you know, have a problem with you fishing trebles, just fish singles. I mean, you've seen I have missed 6 or 7 bites today, but they've not been big fish, and I'd probably put that down to fish size as opposed to not having a treble on. I probably wouldn't normally fish a treble on a 12 centimetre bait unless I really felt I needed to. So we're just fishing 5 grams today. Haven't had any problem. Had a little bit of a problem on the other side in the wind casting, but all the rest of the lake has been great. 5 grams, nice little fall. It's worked as a treat really. Some of the bites have come on the fall today. Some have come on a straight wind. I think I've probably played more with my presentation as opposed to my lure selection today, just because the red belly shine has caught fish. It's produced bite after bite after bite, and the odd times I have changed lure, other than the fire tiger that I did get 1 hit on that didn't hook up, all the fish have come to this. So yeah, just think about your presentation, think about your lure retrieve and speed, and go and have a go. Well, there we have it. We managed to salvage the day, so to speak. The rivers are flooded, the canals are frozen. Contacted a local commercial. For any of you that want to know, this we fished today is called Bishop's Bowl. So if you do want to come, give Sean a buzz, and I'm sure it'll be fine. But like I say, just remember the treble situation, a few other bits and bobs. But yeah, we've had no big fish today, but I mean, we've had, I don't know, 6 to 10 pike. For me, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. It's been a great day, really. Without a shadow of a doubt, I mean, that ZANDER Pro is absolutely, you know, it's been the key today. We have tried a few baits, and I don't know what it is, but I think it's the red belly in contrast to the other colours, but yeah, it's been perfect. So if you want to give it a go, you know, potentially contact your local commercial. If your rivers or your canals or your normal venues are out of sorts, give them a touch. Do get in touch with them and just check you can lure fish, because not everybody's going to be up for it, but more and more nowadays are. So yeah, give them a touch, see if you can get on there, and you don't have to catch big fish to have a good day. So, whoa, there we go. A slightly better one to finish. What a fantastic day on this commercial. All the fish have come pretty much to that one ZANDER Pro, which you've seen. We've had a great day. I genuinely think that's probably 10 pike now, and considering this venue had an inch of ice on this morning, fantastic. Go out there and try your commercials, you never know. They all have a few pike in, and I'm sure they've got lots of perch in. For me, that's me done.